Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Just a short-term update here on the Solana chart. We already established in the last video that Solana has broken above the descending trend line here. It's a trend line that is quite relevant, so we're basically watching for a 5-wave move up now. And one more high could give us 5 waves up, which means as soon as we have these, I can put a support area onto the chart. It would be important though to give us 5 waves above the $19.40 level, which is the 78.6, sorry, it's the 61.8 retracement level. In my opinion, quite an important level. It's not the most reliable resistance, so if we get 5 waves above that level, I will not guarantee to you that we start a new uptrend. Also because this is not an impulse, it would have to be a diagonal. So we cannot trust it. We have to watch for the first pullback. But the point is, as soon as we have in this white wave count 5 waves to the upside, we can work with it and add a relevant support level onto the chart for the next pullback. At the moment, I have a wave 1 potentially in a bullish interpretation. I have a wave 2, I have a wave 3 and a 4, and this could now be the wave 5. But again, we haven't got the 5 waves yet. So what we can also do, we can add a small trend line for anybody who watches the lower time frame wave counts here. It's just not there yet. We're not quite there yet. And if we get 5 waves, I will start to track a support area that could act as a setup for higher. However, it might be too small really to confirm to us in a reliable way that a low has been established, especially if the 5-wave move is just a diagonal. Yeah, it's not an impulse. Can't trust it. Can't trust it. But still, if we get 5 waves, we can consider that. And until then, I will also view this still as a wave 4, potentially for one more lower. So we need to keep the trapdoor open for lower at the moment to maybe $17 next until we have the 5 waves. It's fairly simple, but it's obviously it requires some patience to wait for the relevant signal. At the moment, it hasn't even made a new high. It hasn't made a higher high. It hasn't made a higher low. So it's just simply stuck in this downtrend. But the first signal that we have that maybe the downtrend is broken is a break above the descending trend line, which I find quite interesting because this trend line has been with us since, well, it became relevant here in August, but yeah, I mean, since this downtrend really, but price reacted to it now a few times. Now at some point, trend lines do break. That's the signal we need. The same way that sometimes Fibonacci levels break, that's the signal we need that things are changing. And that is just what we want to wait for. So at the moment, you just need to understand that obviously looking at the downside, we reached our targets. We reached that area between $17 and $17.90. On Monday, when we reached it, I highlighted to you that's the first time now that I'm very open to the idea that Solana could have bottomed. So we're simply just watching now if a 5-wave move up occurs so that I can put a support area for the following pullback onto the chart as a potential setup, as a requirement for the bulls to hold this support area in order to start a 3rd wave rally. Until we see that, we have to be a bit skeptical, and we have to understand that this is still very, very early and that it might easily break down. It's still very fragile, okay? So that is sort of the bottom line. Obviously, I also showed you on the daily chart, I showed you the oversold RSI, which was nearly oversold, I think. So that always indicates that some kind of a rally is coming. So hopefully that helped some of you. It didn't quite get below 30, but it came close enough. MACD is now turning to the upside, and we had a bullish divergence as well, which I explained to you many times. Here, the MACD bullish divergence. We also saw a bullish divergence on the 4-hour chart on the RSI evolve. And all of those were things that this downtrend might start to get to its end, but it's just not confirmed yet. And it's also perfect sentiment because a lot of people panicking around FTX potentially selling their Solana coins, which they will do, but I still don't think it will affect the market price really. They should do that in a more smart way in order not to stir too much attention really and panic in the market. But yeah, it's that sentiment when everybody expects another low that it's starting to turn around potentially. Now here the analysis showed that the low can be in, maybe one more low, but the low can be in. So let's see if it's doing that. But it's the perfect sentiment for a trend shift if too many people are starting to panic and shouting like a $7 Solana price, which is still possible as long as the downtrend isn't broken. But it's just that area now that we're looking actually for a bottoming structure, whereas a lot of people on crypto Twitter are panicking. The analysis reveals that we're actually getting towards the end of this correction. So let's see if we can find a trend. Let's see if we can find a 5-wave move up in the next couple of days or so. I'll keep you updated. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.